Hello, my name is Mr. Lynch. I teach pre-AP ELA, and there we go. Um, this is my fourth year teaching. I have lived in San Antonio most of my life, though I was an Air Force kid, so I was born in England and moved all over Texas and Arizona and lived in a bunch of cities before I finally lived here. The first school I attended all the years of was actually high school, where I went to Ronald Reagan High School in Stone Oak. When I graduated, I attended Northwest Vista College and got an associate's degree in English before going to UTSA, where I earned two degrees, one in English literature and teaching, and the other in creative writing. My family is very important to me. Um, my parents are both educators. My dad is a flight instructor, and my mother is a nursing educator at Methodist Hospital. My sister is also a teacher. She actually just got a job at Sunshine Cottage, where she will be teaching the fourth grade. It's her first year, so wish her luck. My brother is studying to be a doctor of pharmacy. And my wife, who I met in college, is a sophomore English teacher at Stevens High School. This is us on our wedding day last year on June 15th. It was the best day of my life, and I am so lucky. Now, as an English teacher, I'm obviously an avid reader, but also a devoted pop culture fan. I have lots of pop culture stuff all over my classroom. You can see Spider-Man right there and my Ant-Man pop that my wife got me for our first ever anniversary. I'm also a gamer. It's something I've been doing for almost 25 years now, since my dad first sat me down in his lap and we played Zelda for hours on the SNES. My wife and I love to travel. We were actually going to go to London and Paris over the summer, but well, everything happened. But we've been to probably about 15 different Texas cities and to about 4 or 5 in the Mexican state of Coahuila, where she is from. Now, like I said, I love pop culture, and I have a bunch of pop culture figures, stuffed animals, and pop figures that I put around my classroom. And I thought it'd be cool to just have them socially distant. Ask your kid, see if they can point out the various figures. My favorite is my Batman figure in the back there. I got that as a gift from one of my first ever students in my first year teaching. If this video works, give it a second to load. It shows you how to get from the front doors to my classroom. Now, one thing to be aware of when you're at school is hallways are going to be one way only this year. That is for everybody's safety, just so that the germs are going one way instead of every way. Now, the most important part of who I am is the reason why I'm a teacher. I believe that education is the most important part of life. If you get yourself a good education, you can change anything about your life. And I do everything in my power every year to instill that belief in the children I teach. In the immortal words of Doc Brown from Back to the Future, if you set your mind to it, you can accomplish anything. I know that every student I teach is capable of accomplishing everything they set their minds to, and the future is always brighter than it seems. Now, ELA, especially in 7th grade, emphasizes the fundamental language skills of reading, writing, speaking, listening, thinking, viewing, and presenting. There is an emphasis on vocab and grammar skills, part of this program. The course will include various literary genres, short story, poetry, novel, drama, and nonfiction. We also, over the course of the year, study some film and video work. The development of critical reading and writing is the major emphasis of this course. Schoology, which I'm sure you know by now, is the method through which we will be teaching students when not in person. Students will be logging into the first 15 minutes of every class period, which means they will be logging in once for both blocks. This info is subject to change and will be clarified through Schoology and parent email. There will be more information about this, but during the first 15 minutes, it's to get to know the kids, to basically tell them the agenda for the day and show them how to get the resources they need to do the work. But it's not going to be a thing where you miss one day and you're absent. As long as you are doing the work, you will be present, but it is important that you attend these sessions. Now, my classroom expectations are simple. Be prepared, which means that you are ready, present on time, you have your materials, you are mentally present. Engaged. You can have everything and be in class on time, but if you're just sitting in the back on your cell phone or staring off into space, which I'm guilty of, I have ADHD, I know how that is, or just not participating in questions, that's not being engaged. I'm going to do my best to make sure you're engaged, but it is also on you, the student. On task may sound like the same thing, but it's not just about answering and asking questions. It's about making sure that you are taking the time to do your work, that you are actively doing it. Patience is a very important skill that a lot of children and a lot of adults don't have. I expect it in my classroom because there are 20 plus of y'all. I'm going to be as patient as I can with you and your parents because I know how hard this year is going to be for y'all because it's already been extremely difficult for myself. And most important of all of these is I want you to be yourself. In my classroom, I expect you to come as you are and be willing to learn, but also to be yourself. If you're a joker, make jokes as long as they're not distracting. If you're a singer, sing occasionally as long as it's not distracting. If you're a writer, write. If you're a reader, read. You'll have plenty of opportunities for those. If you're a drawer, there will be opportunities to draw in my class as long as we're on task. It's going to be a great year. Now, one of the new expectations this year is that every student fills out the daily agenda for each of their classes. The planners should have already been given to your student, but if your student does not have one, please contact the school or reach out to me at my email, jonathan.lynch@nisd.net, and I'll figure out how to get you one. For more info, there is the folks webpage, and I just wanted to briefly tell you how to get to the Schoology portal. Your students will log in to mynsd.nisd.net SSO/portal. Once they are there, they will scroll through the options to find the Schoology button. And once they are there, they will have a list of classes. Now, I'm a big proponent of clubs. I actually hosted 4 last year. I hosted the Minecraft Club, the Super Smash Bros. Club, the Creative Writing Club, and for a brief 2-week period, an Anime Club. Unfortunately, due to the ongoing situation, all my clubs are canceled. When this changes, I will give out information through the school announcements. When we do return to the classroom, which I know as much as y'all know, there will be updates given to all of us through the main district webpage. The following supplies will be necessary for the classroom: notebook paper, pencils, markers, crayons, transparent tape, a roll of duct tape, independent reading material every day, and of course, most important during this crisis, individual student PPE. The school can provide some, but I believe it is essential that you get an individual one for your student so that they will remain as safe as possible.